It almost feels like we're telling the universe, hey bitch, you work for me. And that's really not the case. Hey there. Welcome to the Free Genies Project, a space where transformation is about becoming, not performing. Because self-development isn't about fixing yourself. It's about freeing yourself. Freeing yourself from expectations that don't fit, from stories that were never yours to carry, from rules that keep you from living fully, unapologetically like yourself. Each week, you'll hear real conversations, practical tools, and unfiltered truths, all designed to make self-growth feel natural and not like another impossible standard. This isn't just another self-help podcast. It's a movement, a space where we stop waiting for permission and start living life our way. So, why wait for 3 wishes when you can start freeing your genie one step at a time? Let's go. So the other day, I received a text from a friend of mine asking me to give her the steps, the exact ritual I had done 4 years ago to manifest my now partner, Jonathan. And I gotta be honest with you, I saw that text and I just stared at it, cracking up because, even though I love woo-woo and I am a very spiritual, intuitive, communing with the universe kind of person, finding Jonathan wasn't magic. I worked really hard to find an amazing, loving partner. So yes, even though I probably did many rituals and I do believe in manifestation, finding love did not just happen magically. You just don't light a candle, say a couple words of rhyming phrases, and wake up the next morning with your soulmate cooking you breakfast in your apartment. That's not how shit works. So in this episode, we'll talk about what actually goes into finding and keeping love around. We're going to talk about magic, because of course there can be magic and manifesting and spirituality, all of it. But we're also going to talk about the mindset shifts needed to get ready for love and the grit that is required to play the long-term game and keep going, even when dating feels at times like a very bad, never-ending rom-com. So let's cut to the chase and jump right to it. First things first, we need to clear up this misconception about manifestation. You know which one? This belief that manifesting is demanding the universe to deliver your wish, whether that's your partner, a good dating sex life, or whatever, like an Amazon Prime package. That's not how the universe works. Are rituals powerful? Fucking yes. I believe so wholeheartedly. Rituals are amazing, but not because they make you get your wish like this instantaneously. They are powerful because they help you set an intention. They allow you to slow down and get really clear on what it is that you want. A ritual is almost like a tune-up that helps you align your energy with that which you desire. But that's not what will bring that physical manifested reality to you, or at least not yet. Rituals and this magic manifesting part of things are the foreplay of the quest that is your desire. The actual manifestation happens after the rituals. when you get clear on the non-negotiables of your soul and align your desires, your heart, with your brain. It is as if you gotta take your heart and your brain and put them in the same room, talking to each other and saying, okay, is this what we want? Are we clear? Are we in agreement? Yes? Then let's go. Because in reality, it is not the ritual that will speed up the process of finding love for you. Momentum comes from the choices that you make after your ritual. It is how you move in your life and the actions that make you uncomfortable enough to start treading into uncharted love territory. If you do a ritual and you ask the universe, source, spirit for a partner, but then all you do is sit in your house or go to work and that's it, waiting for said partner to show up. You see where I'm going with this, right? It's not like it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely that it'll happen. So, in order for that manifestation to find you, you have to become somebody who's not only open to receiving it, but also equally willing to put in the work to receive what you asked for. And that's where people get stuck. That's where our humanness beats us. Because when it comes to matters of the heart, we seem to think that manifestation is about telling the universe when, how, and who they need to send us. It almost feels like we're telling the universe, hey bitch, you work for me. And that's really not the case. In reality, we work with the universe. It's a partnership, you see, like the one you want to have in love and in life. So instead of thinking about manifestation in this very regimented, checkmarked way, I want us to open ourselves up to switching how we think about it. The way manifesting works, or at least this is how I've seen it work in my life multiple times, it's like a radio station. If, quote unquote, I want a loving and caring partner plays on one radio station, let's call it Station X, but you never listen in, it will be very tough to know it's out there. So at this point, I want to invite you to reflect on a few questions to see if you're tuning into the right radio channel. You want love, but are you available for the kind of love you want? Have you made space for the type of partnership you desire? Are there any signal interferences standing in your way between you and your desire to have a partner? Perhaps you want love, but a part of you is hidden in the corner of your subconscious, secretly questioning whether or not it's possible for you. Maybe you want a partner, but you're also not opposed to having fun with the wrong one until the right one shows up. Perhaps you're just building a fulfilling life as a single person, and love is, when it comes to being honest, in the back corner, in the back burner of your mind. All of these things are normal. And these questions are not meant for you to start thinking, oh my God, fuck, that does sound like me. Does that mean I'm never gonna find love? That's not what this is about. What these reflection prompts are about is helping us bring these things into our awareness so we can practice loosening up whatever blockers are in our way. Considering that many of us have a challenging time receiving love, compliments, support, which is a fundamental part of a partnership. We have to become aware of our current capacity to receive and then expand it intentionally. Because at the end of the day, manifestation isn't just about calling something in. It would be great if it was just about that. But we also have this massive role in creating the conditions for that manifestation to stay once it does show up. Otherwise, love could walk right to your doorstep, ring your bell, and tell you, "Hey babe, I am the love of your life here, and I'm here to cook you dinner because you did that ritual 3 nights ago, but I've been so busy with work, and so I couldn't get off that night, but I am here now. Welcome to your new life." You still might not trust it when it shows up. Hell, you might even self-sabotage it the moment you open that door and realize that your manifestation is here. But ultimately, it's not about us being perfect for love to show up. It's about us being vulnerable enough to open that door, even when we're still a work in progress. There's something big that we haven't talked about yet. Your mind and your body kind of have to be on board with feeling, which is one of the reasons why it can be so hard to let love in, to experiment, to enjoy ourselves while working on ourselves. We must feel safe enough to let that new experience in. And if our minds and bodies are not on board, it can get a little complicated. For example, if our mind tells us things like, "Well, we've done this before and it never works out," and we are not aware that that dialogue might be going on inside our heads, we are not going to have enough space to stop that thought and find a different one. So our actions then reflect that first thought, that love never works out for us. And then we settle with a meh partner. We self-sabotage, or, we don't even give love a chance. When our mind has all of these beliefs from the past and our bodies don't feel safe receiving this love, we might end up pushing away really awesome people. We might retreat from the environments that allow us to get our dating on without even realizing it. So the key question here is, how do we shift that? How do we become aware of these thoughts, of these blockers, of these discrepancies between what we want and what we believe? The short answer is that we have to align our minds with our hearts. But how do we do that? One thing you can do is start talking to yourself differently. Start noticing when you say cliche phrases like, "all men are the same," or "I would just settle, give me a decent man who doesn't cheat and I'm okay." Because the truth is that these phrases will get stuck in your brain, and without you knowing, they will become beliefs. They will become beliefs about what you can get out of the realm of dating. So catch yourself and start giving yourself alternatives. If you really can't believe that not all men are the same, start with an invitation. When you catch yourself saying, "all men are fucking trash," say, "Wait a minute. What if not all men are trash?" Or push it one step forward. What if some men are alright? Another really great tool is journaling. Whether that's with an actual pen and paper, or a voice note while you're on a walk, or when you're watching a movie and something hits a chord. Take a moment to pause and reflect on what's going on. Notice the patterns that you're repeating in your love life, how you're approaching dating, and challenge them. Ask yourself, why? Or what can I do differently? We've talked about the mind. What about the body? Because, like we said, both mind and body have to be on board with the experience of love. Love is not just a thought. It's a felt experience. It's this full body, intense, fuzzy, electrifying, and sometimes overwhelming feeling that happens to us and within us. So we kind of need to get our bodies used to experiencing things like that. Why not give yourself those experiences before somebody else can give them to you? And I'm not just talking about the knee quivering types of experiences. I'm talking about all of the experiences. Make spaces where you feel safe, open, and joyful, experiencing your own energy. Take yourself on a solo date. Go to the movies or buy yourself flowers. Get a mani-pedi. And lean into practicing receiving from friends, from coworkers, from family, from yourself, before you receive it, from the love of your life. Ultimately, these things help us build up to feeling safe in new experiences, making us feel secure within ourselves. And this is very important, because love is not just about finding the right person. It's about feeling safe enough to let love in. I want to take a moment to recognize the nuance of what I just said. Because some of us will have a more challenging time changing our beliefs and making space for safety in our bodies and feeling comfortable receiving because of our previous lived experiences. So, before we continue, if you're listening to this and you've been through abuse or trauma, or have had very rocky relationships where instead of love, you got harmed and overwhelmed, and your light dimmed, process is not going to be about just like changing your mindset or manifesting hard or vibing high. It can't be, because your body's on fire. And if that's the case, finding professional resources like working with a trauma-informed therapist can be life-changing. I will put some resources on the show notes on finding a mental health professional to help you get that journey started. Now, back to the episode. It's time to get practical here, because we need to work on something tangible. All right, so we all have this friend. You know, the one that always talks about their plans and has everything like in their mind figured out, and they really seem like they want to do it, but you know they'll never get to it. They'll never actually do anything to make them happen. Well, I hate to break it to you, but if you do nothing to facilitate your love life, you are that friend to the universe. The universe might be here, just like you're here for your friend, saying, yep, I hear you. You say you want love, but like, show me. Show me. So as we said already, you cannot manifest love from your couch. You actually have to move towards the direction of what you want. And that may mean different things. depending on your goal and the kind of partnership that you want to bring into your life. For some people, it might mean going into dating apps and setting up a profile. It could mean swiping based on what you want and not what you see on the apps. It might be going out with friends or coworkers after work, or finding social events to attend solo. And you know what? If you're feeling really gutsy, it might mean saying hi to a stranger you find cute in the coffee shop. You don't have to go entirely out of your comfort zone. You just have to take a few steps out of it and remember that you can always return to your cozy zone. The point is to start taking small, brave steps. So for example, if going on a full date feels really hard, just swipe and start a conversation. Or if flirting feels painfully awkward, start by making eye contact and maybe compliment something about them that you could see yourself complimenting on somebody that you're not attracted to, like their shirt or a watch. But you know what the most important part is in all of this? Just fucking have fun with it. Really. Lean into that playful fare. Because when you start doing these things, when you take action and step out of your comfort zone, you're telling the universe, like, bro, I am dead serious about this. I am 100% ready for that partner to show up. And when it rings my door, when it rings my bell, I will recognize it and open the door, because I will know that it is what I've been trying to manifest. You see, when these things happen, when you start moving in this energy, your energy will shift. You will become more confident and you will tap into a more playful, childlike side of you. Your magnetism will awaken. And now the universe knows that you're walking your talk. The universe says, I see you're working on it, so I'm going to come in and work on it too. I'm going to go do my part to help you manifest this thing. Because remember that the universe does not work for you. The universe is your partner. So you gotta meet it halfway. If you're working, the universe is working. And eventually, if you're running from opposite ends, you will meet. And that manifestation will come to life. It might not be overnight. It might not be in the way you expected. But when you put yourself out there with an open heart and a willingness to explore your desires, the universe is going to fucking respond. There's a tricky part to this, right? Because finding love is not easy. Statistically, it can't be easy. There are millions of people out there, all looking for their own thing. It adds a little spice to the challenge. Sometimes you'll meet people but won't click. Sometimes you'll click but they won't be ready. Sometimes you like them but they don't like you. Or they might like you but you don't want them. And it might feel just like life is playing a never-ending joke on you. This is the moment where all of that exploration of safety within your brain and your body really come into play again. Because there are going to be a lot of times when you are going to have really big feelings. You're going to have bad dates. You're going to have lots of ups and downs in this journey to finding love. And building that capacity in your body, in your mind, to return to you safely, to process those big feelings, and to remember the reason why you're doing all of this for in the first place. That's what's going to help you keep going. So if you're here thinking, And I've tried. I've been on the apps. I put myself out there. I've done meetups. It's not working. I see you. I see you and I get it. Because this is a journey that takes time and tremendous effort. But I also want to be your cheerleader and remind you not to give up on wanting love and a partnership. You are not crazy for keeping at it, and you're definitely not failing if you haven't found it yet. Because every time you show up, every time you swipe, every time you tell a cute stranger at the coffee shop that you like their watch or whatever, every time you stay open to the opportunity of love finding you, and you remind yourself why you're doing this, why you want love, you're moving closer to it. So this is just your reminder to keep going. As always, take what you need, leave what you don't, and make this journey entirely yours. If something in this episode resonated, please let me know. Leave a review, share your thoughts in the comments, or DM me over at the Free Genies Project on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, adios.